Dr. Dreschnack is the principal investigator of an IRB that will treat 10 Bell's palsy patients with extracellular vesicles, ECVs. ECVs are secreted by stem cells and flow to adjacent cells, stimulating replication, reduced inflammation, and tumor suppression. The ECVs will be injected into the nerve site and intravenously. This minimally invasive non-surgical procedure offers new hope for the treatment of this disfiguring condition. Patient 1, Roy Clark, musician, pastor, presented a 3-year-old case. He contracted Bell's following surgery for a tumor in his ear. 24 hours following surgery, his face deformed by the condition and remained so until the treatment by Dr. Dreschnack with ECVs. Patient 2, Charles D. Smith, Jr., a 9-year NBA player and Olympian. Patient contracted the condition 10 years ago. His facial paralysis remained stable until his treatment with ECVs by Dr. Dreschnack.
How long is it now since you've had your onset?
My Bell's palsy happened in 2012.
What do you think is the biggest improvement yet you've seen with the treatment with the exosomes?
I've always engaged my smile on how wide it can go on that side.
Right.
So, like right now, it got to be able to see this cuspid, this tooth that is usually not shown when I smile.
Okay.
So that's when I was telling you, I was like, hey, I can see my cuspid, but now when I'm tired, or like now when I'm talking, because I'm tired, had a long week, I can feel the muscles in my eye, but I wasn't able to feel them before. So that was a good sign for me.
I believe it accelerated the facial nerve restoration, probably by 50%. That's hard. It's a guess because it's hard to say when these things, because they don't go linear, they don't come back linear.
Right.
So it's hard to say but where it was from photos and what I was experiencing on my side of my eyeballs, it felt like about a 50% improvement.
Did you get any additional benefits from exosome treatment other than in the face? Did it affect you any other ways?
Well, not lately. Things have just kind of tapered down. There was kind of this sweet spot when I was in the treatment where I probably had felt the best I'd felt in 20 years.
Well, interesting enough. So I told you in July that I had COVID, and I had embolisms, clots in my lungs. And I went to Dr. Poon. They took a 3D image and scanning with the dye of my lungs and my heart. And the test came back 100% positive. No signs of anything. And my heart valves and everything are in like great working order. Now, I've had a heart murmur, and my cardiovascular system around my heart, years ago, I had it tested and I was 7 years older than what it should be. Now he's saying that they're younger than my age now. And it's written in the report. So I'm like, he doesn't know, Dr. Poon doesn't know this. But when I'm reading the report, I'm now looking for my other report that I had that I took in Asia. And I'm trying to compare because I think it reversed. And can I attribute it to the exosomes? I'm not a doctor. I don't know whether that was it. But that's one thing that I said, it's got to be something there. The other thing was, during the treatment, I started getting those muscle twitches again around my face that I had years ago when I think the nerve or muscles were, I don't know what the right word, dying, so to speak. They weren't strong. Well, I started getting those twitches again, here, around my eye, just twitching for, seconds. And I thought that could have been attributed to the exosomes. So I don't know enough about them, but these are things that happened that didn't happen in a long time. So
Well, what percent of a total recovery do you think you have now?
I would say in the 90s, you know, just because there's still some significant, I still have the nerve confusion from my saliva glands to the tear duct. So when I eat, I'm still
Right.
pretty heavily, I need my own napkin, for one for my mouth and one for my eye now.
Yep.
So
Crocodile tears.
that's still going on.
Mhm.
But it doesn't happen every time. So that's still a variable. So
Would you want to do additional treatments?
Oh, absolutely. And as I mentioned, I said I would love to do additional treatments and add probably some of your exercises to it while we're going through the treatment, just like I would work out, train anything else, train my face.
That'd be an excellent idea. Would you recommend this treatment to people?
Absolutely. There's a friend that I know that's in the music industry, and he is a CEO of a label, and works with a lot of artists. I ran into him at a function about 2 years ago, and his face was drooped on the side. So I knew, because of I knew what he had, I would definitely recommend it to him.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
In fact, I would like to be at the front of the line for the secondary treatment.
Well, you will be, I promise you.